Right now, we are studying one of the most famous ships that ever sailed, the Titanic. Let's do a little check. If you know what the front of the ship is called, raise your hand. I hope we said the bow of the ship. Now, if you know the back part of the ship and what that was called, raise your hand. I hope we said the stern. Now, there's some chimneys on top of the ship. What do we call those? I hope we said smokestack or funnel. Now, the big part in the middle, the kind of the guts of the ship, we call that the, raise your hand. I hope we said hull. Now, ours look a little bit like this today. We're gonna add a little bit more interest and variety to our ships today. So I'm gonna go over all the things you can do today. Once you are done, we'll go over all the instructions for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the things you can do. Now, the Titanic had square windows, it had rectangle windows, and it had circle windows. You could do all three, or maybe you could make up your own. It's totally up to you. The real Titanic had a lot of different details. They had lifeboats, the smokestacks had different colors, they had a ladder on it, and then the smokestacks were attached to the ship by wires. So I think I'm gonna draw that too. So since I'm inspired by the Titanic, and you can do yours differently, I'm gonna go ahead and color in the top of my smokestack, and then I put a little dotted line going down. I'm also gonna do those wires and attach it to the ship. But that's up to you if you wanna do that. Now it's time to think of maybe other ways that I could be creative. I might wanna do some birds in the sky. Maybe I wanna do some, people walking around the ship. Maybe it's the captain. I could do anything that I feel like doing. Another thing you could do today is I will have the rubbing plates on the middle table. This is how you can make the water look a little bit more real. So it doesn't really matter which rubbing plate you take. I decided to take the swirl one, but you could choose any one that you find, as long as we're using the green arrows and making a line. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to hold paper with one hand and use the crayon with the other, and I'm going to go over just the blue part, the water. So if I do this correctly, and I hold it down, I can add some details to my water. Now, you don't have to do this. Maybe you just want to do wave lines. Maybe you want to do a dolphin coming out of the water, or a shark. I don't know. You can do this however you want. I'm just showing you how I'm doing mine. So I went ahead and I added my rudder and the propeller. I also added some windows, some lines, and I even added an anchor this time. Now, don't forget your sky. Maybe you want to do a sun. Maybe you want to do some swirls and make a cloud. It's up to you. Maybe there's some smoke coming out of the smokestack. You could do that. Maybe some clouds behind the birds. It's totally up to you. I want you to be very creative with this. Once you are done, I want you to leave it on your table so I know you're done, and then you can choose one of the extra activities. Remember, put anything that you used away and throw any bits of pieces of paper that you don't need into the trash can.